Hey guys, welcome back to another video and another GES or Generic Essay Series mini episode. And today I will be reviewing Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, of course. Now I have a lot to say about this film, but for the sake of this video, I will sum up my thoughts and keep it short. I will have more fleshed out and detailed points about this film in my Mission Impossible series retrospective GES video, which is coming sometime soon in the near future. And to cut to the chase, though I hate to say it, this film was underwhelming. There's nothing truly bad about this film. It just really doesn't match up with the other Mission Impossible films in terms of action, stakes, momentum, and just overall fun. The most recent Mission Impossible films seem to have really stepped up the game, and this film seems to kind of fall flat, even though it has all the superficial things that should make this movie great. This film feels weirdly lame and safe in terms of a Mission Impossible film, and it is the last one, making this extremely disappointing and failing on the promise to bring an epic conclusion that ups the stakes to their highest possible point one last time, above even the most recent two films, which I enjoyed thoroughly. When there is action and real practical stunts, this film fully delivers and is entertaining. But for a Mission Impossible film, and for the last supposedly epic concluding entry to this franchise, it surprisingly lacks action. But the plane sequence was really cool, and the few hand-to-hand action scenes did deliver. Also, the actual ending of this film was nice for each of its characters and did bring a sense of catharsis. But again, I don't really feel like Mission Impossible really needed a kind of sweet ending film. It just needed to go out with a bang, and this film was not that to me. But Luther's recording did really hit home. Also, before I get into my issues with this film, it is notable to say how this film does actually have a message and themes that are carried out, even though I feel like the character work was very weak and disappointing. The concept of Ethan not being able to choose between one life and many is a very interesting one, and the thought of working together against all odds and defying expectations, among other notable themes, such as the nature and consequences of choices overall, feel prevalent in this film. All of these do, though, still feel surface level, but I feel like it is still serviceable for this film. But for my problems with this film, the two most major are the film's lack of stakes throughout, unlike all the other Mission Impossible films, and its over-reliance on clunky, unnecessary, and repetitive exposition that just wastes runtime and prolongs the movie, which, by the way, does not need to be as long as it is, and definitely not near 3 hours. The film also just pays attention to so many details and characters that don't matter. There are unnecessary callbacks that do take the form of characters, and I feel like we spend way too much time on the submarine. This film also feels like a pointless fetch quest that really doesn't have any momentum or purpose behind it. And I feel like this is all due to a script that was potentially rushed. I mean, this film has released less than 2 years after the last one, which is the shortest gap by far between Mission Impossible films. And I feel like this film really suffers from that, as that is the only logical conclusion I can come to for these issues. As for the lack of stakes, things just seem to happen in this film. It's very plot-driven and not character-driven. And also, the characters do suffer in this film. I don't really feel any substantial growth, and I definitely didn't feel progressive growth throughout the film for any of the characters. And I'm really disappointed by the fact that we didn't get to dive into Ethan Hunt's past and him as a character, and also his connection with Gabriel, who, another huge problem, is a very weak villain in this film, and the entity really is only prominent in the first 20 minutes of the film. This is especially disappointing due to the fact that this film had so much potential. I will get into more detail on my thoughts about this film in my Mission Impossible series retrospective that will be out soon, and there I will reveal my official rating for this film. But for now, these are my overall thoughts. I was very excited for this film, and I expected it to be much riskier, bigger, and more impressive and entertaining, and like nothing we had ever seen before for this franchise, and potentially for action movies. Though those are high expectations, I believe that this franchise could have at least reached some of them with this final entry. But I left the theater feeling kind of empty, and like nothing had really even happened. The film just felt safe and underbaked to me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.